Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Road to GT Academy. This episode is just about basically the announcement, as you're all probably very well aware. The next GT has been announced, GT6, and of course, so is GT Academy. So we'll run through the dates and things like that. So it's going to be similar to last year, but we're starting a bit later, so the actual demo comes out. It's on GT6. It's a demo GT6 for GT Academy, and that starts in July. And then we've got the national finals in August. I'll go through the regions that I'll be competing for that. And then in September we have the finals, obviously for each of the individual competitions. Now I say individual competitions, there are 4 again this year as far as we're aware. So from the official PlayStation Forum, the Europe competition is UK, France, Italy, Iberia, which is Spain and Portugal, Benelux, which is Holland, Belgium, Luxembourg, Central Eastern Europe, Poland, the Czech Republic, Slovakia and Hungary. And this year, because they weren't in it last year as far as I'm aware, the Nordic countries are going to be competing, which is Sweden, Finland, Denmark and Norway. Just a little bit on this is that the way they're grouped from this. Now this is from the PlayStation Forum, the UK one. I've yet to see it confirmed on the website, but I'm pretty sure this will be it. Essentially, the Iberia one, I'm assuming Spain and Portugal are going to go together like they did last year. Same with Benelux. Probably the same with Central Eastern Europe. I mean, I noticed there's a few more countries in that this year. And obviously the Nordic Europe is going to have their own, like Sweden, Finland, Denmark, Norway, all into one, and then the top 2 or top 6 drivers or whatever they're going to do are then going to go to the Europe finals. I assume that's what they're going to do, but don't take my word for that. We'll find out officially when the full competition enter and the full list of rules comes out. But I believe they are the countries competing in Europe. So I mentioned there were other countries as well, other competitions should I say. Of course, obviously we had the Europe one, but last year we also had the 3 other countries, and they were USA, Germany and Russia. So obviously that's similar to last year. So of course USA, Steve Doherty won, Germany was Peter, Russia was Mark, and then obviously the European one was Wolfie. So what they're going to do this year, they have mentioned it slightly. They did like last year's way of competing in the demo, because last year we had the 8 rounds. So I'm going to show you a bit of each. So obviously we're going to have easy rounds like this, where it's just basically accelerating, trying to find the perfect line and get the perfect time. So obviously in this test, it was all about thousandths. It wasn't even hundredths. It was all thousandths. Like you would knock 0.004 off, and you go up 400, 500 ranks. Obviously these parts of the competition don't really matter to the final parts. Well, they do in my eyes because it's practice, but it's how you see fit really. So obviously that was acceleration, this braking and turning. And now notice as well actually is that all these covered what I've sort of said in all the other episodes of braking, accelerating, turning and stuff. So if you haven't watched the other episodes or you're still struggling with a bit of that, do go back and look at them. I'll put the playlist in the description so you can just click it and then go down the list and find what you want. So yeah, that was sort of like braking and turning in the Sylvia. Then we're in an old Skyline. This was at Le Mans. So obviously at this one it was more about using as much of the track you can, which is as legal as possible, but without hitting the cones. The cones were very annoying, especially that last one there on the left, because you could always get an amazing exit and then just the rear end slightly tip it as you just got a bit of oversteer, and that was really, really frustrating. So obviously you got to look at that. So we've had accelerating, braking, and obviously cornering. Obviously using as much of the track as possible that you possibly can. Obviously we've got the 370Z. I'm sure that'll be in the next one. Now these cars, I'm not sure whether they'll be in or not, but tracks, I haven't mentioned tracks yet. Obviously we're going to use certain tracks in the next one, and apparently it's going to be Silverstone, I believe. I would assume that was the case as well, and they're going to have a variety of stuff with that. So Silverstone would be good because then you practice it on the game and then go to the actual finals and use it there. I don't know if they'll have this in again, overtaking. They did mention racecraft, so I can only assume that they're going to use this. This is very good racecraft because, yeah, okay, you can repeat it, but it's about picking the perfect line, but also picking the right moment to overtake. Cause sometimes if you're slightly off, you're going to hit the car. Not sure whether they're going to use custom tracks. Just put this one in here. Of course, they've improved the course maker for GT6, so one can only guess that to showcase GT6 that they're going to use some of the custom tracks maybe. So, you know, you got to try and adapt to a new track very quickly and then see what you can do there. I remember this one quite clearly because that oversteer right there. Of course, I don't know whether they're going to use a city track. Monaco, this one was a very interesting one because obviously you got to use as much of the track as possible because this car had a bit of understeer. As you can see there, I had to back off slightly. But you know, a city track where you have to use as much of the track as you can but without hitting the wall, it's very difficult to do. And obviously the closer you get to the wall, usually the faster your times will be. Only ever so slightly, but of course using more of the track, less steering angle, quicker acceleration. So who knows, could use a city track. I'm not sure whether they want to showcase that. And then obviously you got the big finale with I assume is going to be a lap of the Silverstone circuit. That's what I can only assume anyway. So essentially, if you are struggling with a piece of technique, use the tests beforehand to your advantage. You know, keep practicing, keep practicing, keep practicing. There's no reason why not. Obviously, because this argument's already come up again, if you're limited to time, just try and manage your time better. You know, use an hour a day. It's not hard to find really. I'm sure you can find even half an hour before the big finale like this. You know, just keep at it, keep at it, keep at it. One thing I will do this year, obviously I'm going to do my guide again. I'll try and do guides on some of the other aspects of it as well. But I mentioned my setup in the past. I'm going to have a couple of webcams just to show you my steering inputs and my feet inputs. It's literally just about to finish. I'm just waiting for the TV to arrive and then my whole setup is finished. And then I'll be able to do some live streaming stuff as well, which should be quite good. Hopefully I'll make it this year into I want to get to the European finals, really see if I do have the talent. I feel I do, but you know, obviously only they can judge, which is what I want. But we will see. So thank you very much for watching. Any questions, feel free to answer them. Otherwise, I'll see you soon.